and welcome back to You Eating's History of Ramen, where I've been eating through all the Korean ramyuns as they were introduced to the world. So I had Ramyun, which was introduced in 1963, and then Yukijang, which was introduced in 1982, and today I will be eating Nagori, which was actually also introduced in 1982. So today with me I have a special guest. This is his favorite ramyun, and here we have Jamesy.
Hello!
Scoochie in here.
Hi!
So James is my good friend. He lives down the street from me. He runs social media at Eater, and he also has a wonderful Instagram called Jamesyworld, where you can watch him do his classic, infamous Jamesy bites.
Yay!
But yeah, James, I hear that this is your childhood ramen.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
So my household was Nagori household. So my mom's favorite food is seaweed. So Nagori has a lot of seaweed that kind of like a seafood forward flavor that I think my mom really loved. So since I was young, I was only sort of growing up with like Nagori, and I didn't realize the difference between Nagori and other different kinds of noodle. And I feel like Nagori sort of introduced me to the world of ramen and kind of responsible for all my obsession with instant noodles.
Love it.
Yeah.
It truly brought you into
Truly
that world.
brought me to the world of instant noodles.
You love Nagori so much that you have brought with us multiple versions.
Yes, so this is the version that I think a lot of people in America has seen, but Korea, I was recently in Korea, and they have developed several new varieties of Nagori due to the demand and popularity.
The first flavor was Sunan mat, which is a milder flavor, and then the spicy like 얼큰한 mat. In 2017, they introduced 볶음면, which is a stir-fried version of Nagori. And then in 2019, they introduced angry Nagori, which actually in Korea, I've seen versions where it's angry RTA.
Oh yeah.
Because when you flip it over, it says RTA.
Yes, I did not know that. I had to research what RTA meant.
And this one is sort of their version of, I guess, like the ramyun. So it's 3 times as spicy as like the regular.
Yeah.
Nagori means raccoon in Korean. This is not a raccoon flavored ramen, obviously. The reason it's called Nagori is because they think it's like plump, like 통통해, like Nagori, like it's like a little.
Oh yeah,
fat
I feel like
raccoon.
I've seen the commercial, like in the 90s. They definitely their selling point was like a thicker noodle.
Exactly. So it's sort of the very classic cartoon character of the raccoon, which you also see in a lot of different animations. And then it also, it doesn't say in this one. They do have it in this one, but they have like the little raccoon oden.
There's this one.
Oh, that one's an angry one. This one does have a little bit of anchovy,
Cuttlefish extract, clam extract, bonito extract, a lot of seafood.
very seafood focused. So I'll go ahead and open one up. Alright, so first off we have these like thicker noodles. And then we have, does this one not come with the kelp?
No, it does, but the American one, it comes chopped as a part of it rather than Korean one. I believe there's like just a bigger chunk.
Normally the characteristic of Nagori is that it comes with this like dried kelp, which is used to flavor the broth. And it comes with 1 piece of kelp per ramen, but occasionally you'll get 2. And then there's like a saying in Korea, have you heard of this? About like if you get 2 kelps, it's like you have to go buy a lotto ticket.
Oh,
So it's like your lucky day.
Koreans are always looking for ways to, or excuses to buy a lotto ticket.
Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at the flakes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I actually did also hear that the reason they don't incorporate the kelp anymore is because people thought it was black, like people who didn't know thought it was just black paper and then they threw it away. Everyone has their own way of cooking ramyun, so we have our water boiling now. And James, what is your preferred way of making noguri?
So usually for me, I want to add like the soup and like the vegetable flakes first so that the flavors of that sort of like you know, I think it has longer chance to develop the flavors versus like putting it later. So I kind of just let everything boil for a few minutes before I add the noodles. It's like that's ASMR.
Yes. All right, now are you lid on?
Lid on.
Okay.
And then like sort of let it boil. And you can see that the, I guess dried seaweed is kind of getting hydrated and it's getting bigger. And you see the shapes of kelp more visibly. But one thing I noticed is that this one does not have any other vegetables that I normally see in other like instant noodles, like dried scallions or
Yeah.
maybe just kind of regular greens that you would expect. It's very just like seafood only.
Oh my god. It's gonna boil over.
Yeah.
Should I open it?
Yeah, let's open it. Go. As it's boiling, I think we can add the noodles.
No! Chopsticks.
So my mom used to add more dried seaweed here. She just loves seaweed so much. And sometimes I would add those those frozen seafood mix.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just throw it in there. I'll also throw bean sprouts in here, kind of making like a dumpling style.
Do you ever add egg?
Yeah.
For nobody? I feel like since it's like seafood.
Some people don't actually. Yeah. Some people don't, but I just feel like if I'm like eating ramen like for a meal, I always try to add eggs for like nutritional purpose. Yeah, because it just adds more protein.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you like to like move the noodles around a lot
Constantly.
and have it be airy?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know whether this is true, but I saw from this Korean TV show growing up that as you're lifting the noodles, these noodles are being exposed to the air and kind of cooling it, so it goes back and forth with the cool and the hot, so it kind of creates the noodles extra chewy.
Oh, gotcha.
But I don't know how scientifically true that is.
Yeah. You just like to play with your food.
Also that.
So Nagori is actually like the first of a lot of things that are classic to Korean instant ramyun. So the first one is that it has that like classic red spicy broth. So all the ramyuns before this were more like chicken flavored or beef flavored and had like more of a brown broth. But this one is the first one. So more like yuksu based, more broth or stock based. And this is the first one where it was like red and spicy.
Wait.
Are we there? All right. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm using the pot lid as my dish.
As everyone should.
Here's a spoon.
Remarkable.
All good, that's hot.
The texture of noodle is like so distinct. Like I could be blindfolded and I would immediately know that I'm eating nobody. And then like the bites of like seaweed and like kind of almost refreshing this anchovy stock flavor comes after, and then the spice and like kind of that. I think like the savoriness, like in Korean that we call kamchilman, that just kind of like coats throughout your mouth.
It has like really chewy, thick noodles, which is different than the first two ramens that I tried. I think it also is such a good vehicle for the broth, and it has, like I feel like the first two ones are like overwhelmingly spicy, and that was like the only flavor, but Nagori has like a really good seafood, like sea, ocean type of flavor. So the other thing that Nagori did that was like a classic first in the industry was they were the first to classify themselves as like a high quality premium. So when all the other ramyuns were selling themselves at 100won, which is about 10 cents, they were selling it at 200won, which is about 20 cents. And the reason they were able to do that was because this is the first one that had the separate soup package.
Oh.
And then Nagori is of course part of the classic currently trendy japaguri,
Yeah.
which is a combination of japaghetti, which is black bean noodles, and then noguri, which are the spicy seafood noodles.
Even though it's kind of painful to eat like something really spicy and hot during the summer, I think there is something charming about us like sweating and like, you know, like eating still something spicy, regardless how hot it is outside.
I would rank this ramyun at like this is a solid 8.5 for me.
Oh,
It's
I was
pretty
actually
high
gonna
up
say
there.
8.5. Yeah.
Yeah?
I was definitely gonna say 8.5. This is my top tier.
It honestly has so much flavor. And like I didn't grow up eating a lot of noguri, and I think the more I have it, the more it grows on me. Like japaguri is not necessarily my favorite, but having noguri by itself, that like seafoodiness is so good, and like you were saying earlier, like adding like frozen seafood to it makes it super tasty. It's really good ramyun to like zhuzh up, and the thick noodles.
Thick noodles is what
It's
really
the key.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah, and just I love like this like seaweed flavor.
Yep.
Bring in the pokkum noguri.
Pokka noburi. This is the stir-fried one.
I've never tried this. Have you tried this?
No, I've never tried it either.
Like,
Oh, look at it! Noguri, there's so many noguri. Jorya.
쪼려. It already looks amazing.
Got it.
That's good.
Yeah. 잘
ready?
먹겠습니다. 맛있어.
It's very thick and saucy. Kind of sweeter.
Definitely sweeter, not super spicy, and I don't think the seafood flavor was as strong for this one.
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
If Nagori were to be born as spaghetti, it would be this flavor.
I can't. Ooh, we should mix this with
spaghetti.
japaghetti.
Oh my god, that would be so good. That would actually be so much better than japaguri, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So our final installment, Angry Nagori
Or RTA.
or RTA. So it's supposed to be thicker noodles and spicier broth. So let's see whether it's truly that much spicier. The raccoon is just like screaming with fire. There's just a lot of branding about
Vomiting fire.
Yeah, just literally vomiting fire.
I'm very nervous that we're gonna die. Already dying. Already so hot.
Oh, oh, I smelled it. Oh.
It's like all temptation.
I don't know whether the noodles are thicker.
It doesn't look. It actually looks thinner.
Yeah. It kind of looks square.
It's like flat.
Yeah, flatter than rounder.
It doesn't. It's really not as thick as the regular
OG, yeah.
nagori udon. Okay. Ready?
It's not.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not
It's
bad.
definitely-
We were definitely scared for no reason. Okay, it's not 3 times spicier.
I think it might be 3 times
Oh,
spicier.
I taste that.
The not very spicy nagori ramen.
It creeps you
Yeah.
at the end.
I feel like this needs a lot of broth. coated in broth. The noodles are doing nothing for me. This is not spicy. I got nervous for nothing, for no good reason.
This is fine.
Well, also, I don't like that it's more like
Flatter.
noodles.
I would rate this like 5.5.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
It has less flavor. The
Because
noodles are
spice
worse.
is more for.
Yeah. But it's not like that spicy. Because at least like budak ramen has like a lot of flavor and it's spicy. This ramen is definitely starting to creep though. It's more like,
It's not immediate. Like
it's not
udon.
like on your tongue.
Yeah.
It's like
It's the back of your
sweating much quicker. on
Yeah. But I think the flavor is not as dynamic.
No.
And it's not as deep, not as complex as the regular seafood one.
Yeah. Okay. All right, our journey through the Nagori universe
Yes.
has come to an end. We are so sweaty and very
Extremely.
spiced
Yes.
for it. Thank you so much for watching.
Oh,
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
I'm like a mess.
I'm like a mess right now.
Here, we gotta bring in the cooling agent.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned for my next video, which will be, I think it's 안창창면.
Ooh.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. We'll have more special guests on, and please like and subscribe.
Like and comment and subscribe to You Eating YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh god.
더. 죽었다.